Hi everyone, how are you? Today we're going to be talking about the MAC Studio Radiant Serum Power Foundation. This is in the shade NC40. What can I tell you? I used some samples and I had to go get it just because I feel like this is just a beautiful foundation. And I wanted to show you how this looks on me. First and foremost, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Welcome back to the Dofe channel. If you're returning back, please subscribe to the video, like the video, comment down below. What do you guys think about it? I'm going to do half and half of my face. My eye is a little bit irritated if you see it a little red because of, I don't know, pollution. We're going to be using the Fenty Pro Filter Retouch Soft Matte Primer on the right hand side of my face. And for the other side, I'm going to be using the Layer Radiant Primer. Again, I'm going to be using this just so you guys can see it. I've used this several times. What can I tell you? Stay hydrated first and foremost. And second, it's a really good foundation, especially if you're looking for something very, very radiant. This is more of a, I want to say more of a serum infused type of thing. Not only because the name says it, but because it definitely feels very, very radiant. I was not expecting it to be so radiant. This is a 1 fluid ounce. It's 30 milliliters. It's made by MAC Cosmetics. They sell it either at the MAC standing alone stores. They sell it at Nordstrom. You know, anywhere that they carry MAC, that's where you're gonna find it. It says that the coverage is buildable, it's smoothing radiant coverage with 209% instant hydration, which I agree. I've used this product for, I wanna say 3 times already, and it's very, very luminous, very radiant, but it's within the same formula, so you don't feel like you have to overly hydrate. So that's just my opinion. It's a buildable 24-hour coverage. It's hydrating, it smooths the texture, it evens out the skin tone, and it also blurs any type of texture. There are 48 natural skin shades, and Domel is right here, right next to me. So welcome, Domel. Welcome to the Dofe channel again.
I'm not here though.
So we're gonna be using this one. Since you're already there, do you know if we have a foundation brush from MAC over there that I can utilize? Now go ahead and use the primer. Again, I'm gonna be using the mattifying primer on the right hand side.
You know, I wonder if, because you know how the Fix Plus sometimes has like pump issues? I wonder if this, because it's a cream,
Yeah.
will avoid any pump issues.
It says that it's more of a serum base, so we'll see about that. We'll see because, you know, it takes a while for some pump foundations to start having that issue, so it's very interesting that you're mentioning it right now. I haven't had any issues with other foundations, so I'm curious. So I use the mattifying primer from Fenty Beauty on half of my face, my right hand side for me. For you guys will be the left. And then for the other side, I'll be using the VDL, the Layer Glowy Primer. I'll go ahead and use this. And this is very, like you can tell right away, like has this beautiful like shade. Almost like almost a hue of luminescence. So I'm gonna go ahead and see how this works with primer specifically, because I feel like when I've used it without primer and it's still very glowy. So I'm curious and skeptical how glowy this is gonna turn out. Actually, I remember that one time I used it with a glowy primer and it was pretty glowy. I felt like I was the sun and my skin had like glowy everywhere. First, I'm gonna apply the matte finish just so that way the mattifying finish doesn't affect the glowy side. And again, just like the Mel said, I'm curious and skeptical of the pump. So first I'm gonna use like a pump and then just gonna go ahead and apply this here. And just see, so you guys can see the coverage. So this is just very lightweight. Almost as a skin. So this is like nothing. And this is one pump. Use the rest over here.
It's very sheer.
It's very sheer. I'm excited because Omel is going to be doing a review on the foundation only of the REM Beauty foundation, the new one. How do you feel about that one, Omel?
I'm excited. The bottle looks fun.
Yeah, you guys have to stay tuned for that video. So far, this is the way it looks. So I can definitely start seeing more coverage here. And the mattifying primer, definitely it's mattifying. So we'll see. We're gonna go ahead and do one more pump on that side. Just
The
for...
color is very pretty.
It is very pretty. So we're gonna go ahead and use that. And so far I'm liking it. It's matte with the mattifying primer. I feel like it does looks more natural on me. Because when I use it by itself, it's like glowy. I feel like literally I'm the sun, and I don't know if this is the correct word, but I'm igniting sunlight on my skin, which I feel like I'm very like. Usually, like to go for nourishing and hydrating, but when I use it by itself, I feel like, oh my gosh, this is like a lot of nourishment on my skin. On my face, you can see it. Now, I'm gonna use the other side, which has the glowy primer. And we're gonna go ahead and start. So I have 2 pumps here. Now, to be quite honest, if you use just like 1 pump all over your face, it's just gonna look very natural. And I'm using 2 pumps to ensure that I get more of coverage so you guys can see it, because, you know, camera lights sometimes eat the coverage, right, Amel? And I feel like this is just gonna look more of a true finish. Now, can we normalize using primer and not just like canceling everything that we can? The only reason why I said that is because the other day I was having this conversation with somebody at work, and someone jumped in and said, oh, I don't like primers because I don't think primers do anything, and it's just like a waste of money. When I came back, I expressed my emotions to the one and only, the iconic, the legendary Duhamel Bentley. And he told me something that was like really stuck on me. And he said, that's what makes a professional makeup artist a professional. Because those steps, like, literally take you to the next level, right, Amel?
Yeah.
Literally, like, you're creating a canvas for your primer to, in order to, you know, grip anything and ensure that your foundation just looks flawless. And it literally made sense in my head. I was like, that is so true. Like, I'm not gonna argue with you if I know that I have preference. Like, I have a preference of having primer, and if you just don't like it, that's fine. But, you know, I know what I know. Just like Tomel says it all the time. I know what I know, and I know what works best for me. What do you think, Tomel?
Let's see.
So this is the NC40. Do you notice any difference on the finishes? Now that
Not really.
do you see one more modified than the other one?
Very minimal. Very, very minimal. But I think the coverage looks really lovely on the skin.
Yeah.
It's very thin formula, which I feel like would really complement anybody who wants a very natural finish.
Yeah.
Would you say that this is similar to the Mario Foundation?
No, Mario Foundation is very matte to me. It's a very matte finish. It's more of a full coverage right away, whereas this one I had to build it up to the coverage that I have. And I feel like the Mario, Makeup by Mario, it's more of an orangey shade. With this one, you can definitely use like blue concealer. Just kind of like make sure that it works for you. But to me, it just looks seamless. You know what I mean?
I think that's the right word. It looks seamless on the skin, very comfortable. It almost reminds me of the Chanel Le Teint foundation.
The water Le Beige or Le Teint? Because I think they have like 2 or 3. They have so many.
They do.
They have Le Beige, Le Voulez-vous coucher, Le Chanel Le Beau coucher avec moi ce soir,
Le croissant.
Le Croissant, Le Problématique, Kim Petras. For concealer, I'll be using the Flower Beauty. This is on the shade. Oh, goodness gracious. This is in one of the shades. This is the Light Illusion.
It wears. I think it's a very lovely undertone for brightening. I use it a lot, if I'm very honest.
I think this is the first time I'm using it. On camera, of course. I've used it before once, I think. And I felt like it was a little bit drying. Did you have the same experience?
No, I don't think I do.
It's very brightening for sure.
Just blend it with a sponge. Or with your fingers.
Of my
Instead of doing
Going-
drags, do gentle taps on the face.
I had a hard time doing makeup like again.
Mm-hmm.
Coming back from, office works or clerical jobs, however you feel
more
comfortable doing
corporate.
it. Going back to the beauty industry and dealing with this type of behavior in general, like customers, clientels, people working with you, executives, it's just a lot different. So to me the expectation was a lot different, and sometimes that would get on my nerves. And I remember Doma one time said, take your time. If you have to blend it, you have to blend it. It's okay. It's going to get fixed. And I think that's majority of the times it's the problem that we have in our mindsets. It's like, oh my gosh, how is this going to turn out?
I feel like we all get scared. I feel like it's normal for us to get scared, but it's almost like looking at the road, not the traffic, right?
Of course.
Because we're looking at the GPS, we know we got a road to go, but we get nervous and scared sometimes when there's a lot of traffic, right?
Agreed.
So I feel like it's just patience and baby steps, and it's hard work. You know? It's very hard work to be gracious with yourself.
And I think, just the fact of looking at your videos, a lot of times I also learn, like when I play them. And when I play them, I don't just watch it. I watch and analyze. I'm like, okay, this is what I should be doing, or this is what I should be implementing, because, little steps and little details like using a primer makes a difference in your whole routine. Because when I don't use a primer, I feel like, over here it might feel cracked just because I have those lines. Same thing over here. Like, those type of things. And I've also learned that when you're using an eyeshadow, like in my particular taste, if you use a primer, not only does it make it last longer, but if you have oily eyelids, which is completely natural, because we all age, we all create oils, especially when we're using makeup. I feel like, those type of things take you to the next level of being different. This is very lovely. I like it. What do you think about the texture? How do you think it worked everywhere?
What do you think?
I think it looks fabulous. I like it. Although, I'm not gonna lie, even though this looks matte, slightly a little bit more mattified, I do notice that, like the Mel said, the radiance is sticking through. And it's not the light, because I've used it before. It's just very, very radiant. So if you're not a fan of radiant finishes, this is just not going to be the cup of tea.
Would you say this isn't oily? Because I know if you've had it on for, several times in several days, would you say that longevity-wise, is it something that's very excessively oily, or does it stay a neutral matte to radiant the entire day?
I feel like it becomes oilier as the time goes by.
So do you think it's a very hydrating foundation? It's
super hydrating. When I say it's super hydrating, I think I read it here in the beginning of the video. It's like a 24-hour type of 24-hour hydrating serum finish. So it is definitely very, very bad. Like if you're looking for a radiant finish, like you want to be the sun and you want to shine bright like a diamond, you definitely want to go into this. Yeah, this is your girl. This is literally your girl. I would highly recommend you this one.
This is a balm, no?
Balm. This is a balm from Morphe.
Lavender balm.
This is pretty. Very natural. I'm going to grab a little bit more from the Morphe one. Just going to go ahead and press it onto the skin and just dab it, buff it, apply it to your beautiful canvas. Who is this person anymore? Like I was doing a video earlier and the way I was speaking, and I promise you, I was just drinking water. I was like, who is this person who is speaking so professional? Like, I feel like definitely what you surround with is what you get.
And you become.
Yeah. Like, I watched a lot of makeup videos, makeup tutorials. I've watched Romel. I've listened to him speaking. And we've been watching this show called The Glow Up. Ding dong, honey. Ding dong. That's all I gotta say. I'll let it go through just because it's RuPaul. It's Mama Ru.
She's serving us Candy Muse, honey.
She's every the Candy Muse. Right here. Yeah, I mean, I think it just matches, anything that you apply on top, it's definitely going to be very beautiful. I really enjoy the formula. It's definitely very hydrating to the point, just like Domel said it, throughout the day, it's going to be more oily and nourishing. And even if you want to modify it, because I've tried to use a modifying powder or just like translucent, it's just not going to work. That's just not going to be your girly. You guys let me know in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment down below, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.